Global environmental regulations is rapidly becoming stricter. Manufacturers want every casting they buy to have the smallest possible carbon footprint. And for foundries, cutting carbon is becoming a major competitive advantage. So that's why the MAT Foundry Group is measuring and reducing its emissions as it prepares to set science-based reduction targets. The MAT Foundry Group specialises in the engineering and manufacture of cast and machine products serving the passenger, commercial and heavy-duty automotive markets, as well as industrial and racing applications.
Our customers' interest in emissions has increased enormously, even in the last 6 months. We've been working to improve sustainability for years, but tracking and reducing emissions are our customers' priorities today. That is what's really driving us forward to a greener and more sustainable way of manufacturing. Most of our customers are looking at reshoring casting production closer to where their products are assembled and sold. Emissions are definitely a key part of this. In order to quote for new business, we can no longer look at just price. We need to also look at the environmental considerations and carbon footprint. One of our largest customers has said that the emissions are now equally as important as the price.
Foundries are under a global pressure to measure and to start reducing their Scope 1, 2 and 3 emissions. Those foundries that started tracking their carbon footprint early on are now in a very strong position. To reduce our own carbon footprint, Norican signed up for the Science Based Target Initiative in 2021. The Science Based Target Organization validated our targets in early 2023. We now want to work with our customers and our suppliers to help them accelerate their sustainability progress.
At our Urac site in the UK, we already know the embedded emissions of our Scope 1 and Scope 2 carbon for every tonne of castings we produce. Based on this, we can calculate the individual product carbon footprint of the products we manufacture. Urac is aiming to reduce emissions by 20% by 2025 and by 50% by 2040. We plan to commit to science-based targets in the near future, and we'll also begin using data on Scope 3 supplier emissions for our RFQs. Of course, we need to walk before we can run, which is why we need to accurately calculate our emissions with support from the Monetizer platform.
From reclaiming green sand to only consuming renewably generated electricity, Urac is making sustainable progress for the rest of the MAT group to follow. Urac adopted Monetizer early on, and that gave them additional time for digital experimentation and learning. Urac's digital maturity really gives them an edge, because their real-time digital process views helps them find and eliminate process waste and inefficiencies. For example, if you improve casting quality, then there's less scrap, fewer returns to remelt, fewer molds to make, less manual finishing, and so on. The end result is lower energy consumption, lower emission, and less carbon embedded in each casting.
To help us optimize our entire foundry, we're currently piloting the AI-driven Norican Prescribe tool. It's the next step in our digital journey, and current testing shows it will help us reduce scrap, lower costs, and reduce our emissions.
Norican and its brands like DISA, Monetizer, Simpson and Wheelabrator have a long partnership with Urac and with MAT Group globally. We advise on best practice operations across their process, while MAT's feedback really helps us develop and customize all our products to better fit their needs and the needs of our industry. We can help other foundries fast-track their carbon reporting too. For example, by focusing on the most energy-absorbing processes like melting, sand mixing and shot blasting, by showing how to make emissions part of the corporate reporting process, and also how to build the right emissions reporting team. You can reduce reporting costs by using the right external data and tools and automating it as much as possible.
Norican is already quite far along its own emissions journey, and his experience with science-based targets will really help us in the future. Data is key in the current climate, and at the moment Norican is one with the most amount of emissions data.
We already have a very close relationship with DISA, Monetizer, Wheelabrator and Simpson, and I expect that this will grow further and stronger as we commit to setting science-based targets.
For more information on Norican's sustainability commitment and our science-based target journey, visit our website.